Well, Orange Nero is back at it again. I'm not sure if it's funny anymore, but I do want to ask the people who defend him so much after what he did this Easter with that picture of him being some. I'm going to put it lightly, being some kind of prophet. I'm not going to even say Jesus because people get upset, but some kind of prophet, healing people or trying to be some kind of a savior. He depicted himself as that. Just think about it. This guy is turning out to be a very sad and pathetic reprisal or interpretation of the gold cow in the Dogma, that character in the Dogma movie. He's the golden cow. Just look at it, what he does with everything. He paints everything gold, like gold gives him value somehow, and money gives him value, and that's fucking dangerous because those people are empty and do not know about empathy, which is the main thing that makes you human. One of the main things that makes you human. He doesn't have that in him. He could have. I don't believe that he never had it, but he's so callous now with that kind of intent that it doesn't matter anymore. He just doesn't care. One minute he's worried about going to heaven, the other second he knows he's not going to heaven, so he says it out loud. I think it's some kind of mental issue, but even if it's not, what are you doing defending that guy? He's an ex-convict. Well, not ex-convict, a convicted felon. Never actually went to jail for that. He's a guy that openly brags about abusing women and being just foul to them. He has had a lot of wives. He has cheated on most of them. He tried to silence people. He's been allegedly placed at a riverbank or a river shore and watching how a baby is ended, uninstalled. He's accused of something as horrible as that. And you keep defending him. He distracts us by sending your kids to war, because your kids are the most patriotic ones. So I'm not getting it. Why do you believe he's the guy? It's it's a dormant policy to be so unaware of your own demise that you don't mind giving this guy the benefit of the doubt, even though he's showing you at every one of his actions, every one of his turns, that he's a piece of shit. That he will watch Rome burn again, but this time not with a liar. It's going to be a burger and some fries. But he's going to still be smiling while looking at everything burned down. Because that's what ego does to you. If you don't check it, it's going to turn you into that eventually. That's the extreme part of the spectrum, right? But they also are more mild takes on the same kind of personality, and they all suck because they all make everyone else's life miserable and harder and than it needs to be, and impossibly scarce and scary at times, even just because they want more for themselves. And again, this is not about rich people only. Rich people come from us, from everywhere. It just that their parents or their grandparents or even themselves at a certain point took it upon themselves to try to make money regardless of whatever the fuck could happen. And they don't care because they have this saying in Spanish, for example, el que no tranza no avanza. And I know I repeat it a lot, but I hate it when people say that because it's dumb. It limits our capacity to be really the biggest brain that has ever existed, as we claim to be. It gives us a path to that empathy, and as well as this gives us a path towards the kind of humanity and the kind of civilized entity we assume that we are, but we're not there yet. Not by letting these kind of people take over our resources and taxes and turn them into war and suffering and misery and bombs and enriching people who don't know what to do with their lives, so they end up being miserable cunts trying to make it everybody else's problem. And that's what they are. They're not there to claim to be successful just because they are. They're successful because they say they are, because they have a marketing scheme, they have a publicity, they have fame, they have all these kind of tools that serve as a purpose to distract us from the fact that they are actually miserable people lamenting themselves at every single decision that they make, because they make the easy decision always, even though it will hurt people. They don't care as long as they profit from it. And those kind of decisions are made at every single fucking level that there exists. And we keep letting them being presidents and kings and popes and all that. And I don't have anything against this pope. I don't know enough about him, but there's even a rumor that due to the pope, the previous one, being into some kind of insider information, and that's why he was cracking down on pedophiles, and it was gonna, or thanks to him, that everything got exposed. Not sure if that's true, but I mean, at this point, you can't help but wonder if it actually is, right? Because it's not about the person being a good person or not. That we can all say that we're good or that we are bad, but it doesn't depend on us to say that. And if you see it at Orange Nero, he always says that he's the best, that he's the most brightest, the most efficient, the most professional, the most everything, and the most savvy one. But he only just finds loopholes and lies and cheats people out of, and sues people out of their intent to make things right, Because he knows how the system works. He uses the system. He got all the way up to where he is right now just because he knew what the system is and how to bend it to his will and to his purpose. That's not a good person on my end. On my point of view, I'm going to refer to Mujica, the Uruguay ex-president. That guy was an example to follow for a lot of politicians. And unfortunately, most of them are either related to drug kingpins or to insider trading or to any kind of other corrupt enterprise, just because they have the position to be able to do it, because they can bend the rules, they can circumvent them and see where they can actually take profit from the rest of us. And we pay them. That our salary comes from their salary comes from our taxes, so we pay them. The wealthy people, all of their money, it comes from our labor, our time away from our families, our investment in their idea, in their business, in their line of business. And they exploit a lot of us. That's why there had to be some kind of rule to stop them from them. But if you let them, they'll take over everything. They'll take over your time and they'll make whatever they want with it. And they live in, call you a slave or call you lesser than them just because their skin cannot process melanin, because that's what those racist dorks are. It's just uninformed dorks, loveless dorks, trying to be cool, trying to have a bigger dick than the other guy. That's what they are. And we're getting off topic here, but again, my videos are going to be very repetitive just because everything has to do with everything else. So I'm going to connect some dots that may not be there, but I'm very suspicious that they aren't, because if you know ego, you know them. You know how they work. You know what they want. So that's the point of these rants that I have here. Hopefully I don't sound judgy or anything like that. It's not the intent. I don't try to say that I know everything or that I know more than anyone else. I just think about stuff that doesn't make sense to me. Religion was the first one. I was 6 years old when I started questioning that thing, and organized religion, I mean. When I understood a few years ago, what religion was or what the word actually meant, I decided to do something about it, because they are the first ones in line to take over your psyche, your intent, take over your likes, take over your wants, take over what you do with your life, and that's not fair. Because most of the time, those people don't know what life is. They just study theology and that's it. They don't actually have experience in what a life experience is actually. They don't know what love is in that regard. They may know what being in love with somebody is, but they don't know what actual love is because they haven't experienced it. If they did, they would know that having sex is nothing to do with something wrong. Having sex is something that we can enjoy. We were made to enjoy it. We evolved to enjoy it, if you want to look at it that way. Either way that you want to look at it, religiously or not, it's the same thing. They're preventing you from developing a personality, from developing your own wants, your own needs, your own love. They're preventing you from that with their stupid rules, because those rules don't apply. Most of them don't apply anymore. The main one, the love yourself and love others and be a community so you can actually move forward. That message is in every single book, every single one of them, and it's the one that those people in power use less of. And they claim to be a fan of those religions, whatever religion they choose to endorse or to subscribe to. They'll say the same thing. Love yourself, love others. If you don't love yourself, you won't know how to love others. If you dedicate your entire life to somebody else, what are you doing? You were giving an opportunity to have an experience. Why aren't you taking it? It's like you buying a video game and keeping it shelved. You never play it. Just because it's wrong? Because people 1,000 or 6,000 years ago told you it was wrong? A lot of those rules, don't get me wrong, a lot of those rules make sense for that time, for that period. But right now, with the internet, with the communication level, with the imaginations that we're beginning to develop, with everything that's coming afloat, I think that we don't need those kind of rules anymore. They're unnecessary. They're even harmful for your own mental sake. You don't need them to be happy. You don't need to find love, because love is in actually noticing that you're part of something bigger, and that bigger thing is the universe, because we cannot explain it fully, but we're trying. And that's where God fails. He or the interprets of God, whoever makes the interpretations of God currently or throughout the years, has always made it about men, about egocentric scenarios. They don't understand that love is not about you trying to control somebody else or tell them what to do or how to live their lives, or try to profit from them, or try to abuse them without consequence, just because you can, because you're an authority figure and you take advantage of that, just because you're stronger than the children or the women that you rape or that you abuse. Just because of that, you're allowed to, because you're religious. The worst people that I've known have actually claimed the religion themselves, and it's fucking horrible to think that that's true, because religion is not about any kind of rule that you're trying to imagine. Just go to the etymology, the origin of the word. Just go to it. It literally means to relegate, to rejoin, to reunite with what created you, which were exploding stars and debris and collisions and fire and time. Understand how time works, and you'll understand a bit more what God is, because time has really no sense in any kind of sense regarding God, because God, if it's something real, if you want to believe in something like that, it's eternal. From our perspective, the universe will certainly eventually die, and then another one will be created, most likely according to the theories. But whatever it is, the idea that you have about that, understand that love is the same thing as what you try to tell me that your God is. Love is everything. Love is the thing that makes us human. That's where empathy relies. That's where trust, where respect, where everything lies. It's in love. I don't like it when people say that there's different kind of loves. You love your child in one way, you love your spouse one way, you love the only difference would be sexual, right? Every single person that you love them because that's what they represent to you. They've been kind to you, you've been kind to them, they've been faithful, they've been friendly, they've been upset, they've told you what they thought of you, they've been with you throughout the moments. That's what love is. And you can do that with somebody that you procreate, somebody that procreated you, somebody that procreated alongside you within the same family circle, or you can do it with somebody that you that you actually meet out of chance, or that you get to meet with time, and it's always there, it's always present. And that's what I think that you mean when you say that God is everywhere. Unfortunately, it's being hijacked by publicity stunts and marketing that makes love seem cheap and really not possible, because superficiality, which is the main purpose of those marketing schemes, it doesn't actually comply with something like love. Love doesn't care about money, about status, about anything like that, about you being noticed or not. Love is about you being you, loving what you do, who you are. Once you're able to do that, you're able to recognize in another person what love is, and you will never have to conform for mistreatment or abuse or psychological manipulation or anything like that, because you'll notice that the signs are there. We just decide to not pay attention to them because the other person is really cute or really popular or really wealthy or whatever other superficial reason you want to think about. And that's what they're trying to tell us with their movies and their publicity and their February 14th situation. That's what they do with Christmas as well. I mean, it's something that you can see. It's a program. It's like a song. When it's programmed in a certain way, when it's a formula, then it can be catchy. You can dance to it. But you won't feel anything with it. It will make you dance, surely, because that's what music does. But it has nothing to do with the artist. It's a formula that they've been hitting you with, so that you were able to comply and buy their products and buy their music, because that's what sells. Formulas are calculated so that they can take all the juice out of that orange when it comes to a hit, when it comes to something original. Most of the fads come from original ideas that are great. Some are the stupid ideas, but most of them are really great ideas, fashion-wise, music-wise. They come from a decent place, but then they start making copies of it, and not even good copies, just copies that match that formula, that match that idea, and they sell and they become popular, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter that the soulless copy has nothing to contribute to society. It's just dumbing us down and numbing us, because it's too hard to understand that happiness is in front of us, and we don't see it because we've been blocked with all these colors and bright things and fake promises, empty promises that make it seem like a utopia could be possible. But every single time they defraud us, they lie to us, they let us down, and we keep paying them their salaries because we need to pay taxes, and that's the law. But when they don't pay taxes, that the wealthy ones don't pay taxes, then that's a problem, right? That's a problem for us, because we need to pay more taxes to keep everything going, and they pay almost no taxes over the labor that we create, over the services that we attend, over the products that we actually manufacture or prepare to make them wealthier. And they keep on hiking their prices because we control value, and they keep on waging wars to make their friends richer or wealthier. And it's the same thing. It becomes this. It's always like that. So it doesn't matter. It becomes this conformity of not realizing that we are currently in the best spot to change things, because we are able to communicate with each other in that way, because we're able to learn a lot of things quicker. This technology that we're creating, and the fact of the matter is that we're even in that regard, when we call something like a competition to be more productive, or to be more ingenuity can be a part of that pressure cooker. So we believe that's the right way to compete and to try to come up with better things. And what's happening with AI, it's basically just something that we are helping a lot. It's not really autonomous as we presume it is. And we can get there, but if we keep on fighting and trying to create unservable or unusable garbage just so that we can sell more. And we're going to keep on looping and being distracted by these idiots that keep on trying to destroy everything just for a quick buck or to be able to gain more than the next guy. And we're distracted instead of actually investing in our future, because we need to focus on things that may destroy the species, not a country, not a flag, not a hymn, not a Vedic song or any kind of patriotic manipulation. It's going to destroy everything. And it can come from anywhere. It can be a comet or something happens to the moon. Imagine that shit. Or the sun just decides to explode the right thing towards the right angle at the right time that 8 minutes later is going to fuck us up. Fuck us over. Or fuck every single piece of technology that we own. Or a simple volcano that creates a famine over being unable to produce food. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and we're focusing on giving idiots power to risk our children's lives and send them to die just because the gun people need to sell guns. Now that their buddy is in charge, then they can do whatever they want. Now it's easier than it was. And we should have some kind of amount of self-awareness to understand that this guy is lying to everyone. He's sending your children to die because he wants gun people to make more money, because he wants his children to benefit, because his children are making drones, military drones. And how convenient is that, right? So your child has to die because of that guy, because of what he's doing, because of what he's always done. He's always been a drifter. He cheats people out of payments just enough to be able to make it unaffordable to go to court with him. He knows the strategies. He knows what's up, and you keep on defending him. You keep on calling him the savior or trying to make him the savior just because you don't have a way to understand what life is, because you're numb, and I get it. I've been numb before. I'm not going to claim to be some kind of awakened religious guy now. I've always seen it the same way. I just am able to understand what the connection is between science and what we call religion, and it's not it's not the oddity that we made it out to be. Science and religion are the same thing. They're trying to tell you the same thing, to understand where you come from, because you have the brain to be able to do that. And it's not about you hoarding or being apparently successful. It's about you enjoying your experience and not caring about what other people think about it. As long as you're happy in the end, that's the only thing that matters, because you will eventually be uninstalled as well from this planet. I'm not sure what happens afterwards, but I promise you this: it's not a better thing than what you have right now. I understand that life is hard and that it's difficult sometimes, and it's painful and it sucks, but it's all part of the trip, man. And if you decide to give that kind of power of telling you what to do with your own experience to idiots like these guys that are in charge right now, then you're going to miss out, and you're going to be an angry old person, and you're going to be regretful, and you're going to hate everybody else just because their life appears to be better. But even in that regard, most of us are going through the same thing. We just don't talk about it because it's too hard. It's too hard to accept that life went by and you let it go just because of other people's pressures and social cues and expectations of what you should be, or what you should admire, or what you should do with your abilities, because everybody has something they are good at. We see it all the time in TV shows. They are always telling you, you may be dumb but in this way, but you're not dumb in that way, and that guy's dumb in that way, but not in this way. That's fine. You have your own abilities, you have your own imagination, you have your own love of things that you want to discover and you want to create, and it's in you, but you need to stop letting yourself get numb by these people, because they only want to benefit from you. It came to me at one point to actually try to make a religion to do the same thing, but I honestly thought about it. I said, why would I do that? That's what I'm against. those people are bad people. They are the monsters that we so much try to interpret as ugly things in TV and movies. The monsters are the ones with suits that make horrible laws for benefiting only them and their friends, or their bootlickers, as what they call their friend, what they call friends, what bootlickers are. They don't even know what the fuck a friendship is, because they don't understand what loyalty is. They don't know what love is, because their parents didn't care enough to show them what attention and what patience and what caring is in a relationship. Because they were always left with other people to be taken care of, or they were sent abroad or to some kind of institution to take care of them while they work themselves out of a life. Yeah, they have money, but what do they know about enjoying life? I'm almost certain that the majority of them die resentful, die trying to grasp to life as much as they can, because they didn't do enough according to them. And yeah, they didn't do enough for them. They did enough for their greed and their ego, but they never did enough for themselves. They never were somebody. They were always a copy of something that has already been tried before and that has always failed in that regard. And I know I sound fatalistic, but it's not about that. I think that the life is you can look at it from any kind of philosophical perspective, and I like to think of it as a positive nihilism. Nihilistic ideas are not bad in themselves. It's just that we tend to dramatize everything, to be dramatic and to be loud about our intent. And our intent should not be about dramatizing things. It should be about enjoying things. We keep on forgetting that life is about being here, about enjoying the company, about having a pet, about being good to them, about enjoying company of every single kind of person that has the same intent as you, which is enjoying life. And I've been lucky enough in my life to push away from people that I know are going to be harmful to my experience. My dad told me since I was little, just look in their eyes, man. That's everything that you want to know is there, and I think that's true in a way. There's not a person that I've actually met that I thought, man, this guy is shady, that didn't actually bring that result in some way or another after a while. And it's horrible that we have that instinct in us, and they keep on telling us that we're crazy for believing in those kind of things, that it's mumbo jumbo, that it's hippie shit. But you're a human being that is connected to this earth because you were created in the earth. So you do have a connection with it. We just don't care to destroy it or to allow it to be destroyed by idiots and greedy fucks who only try to benefit themselves and their bootlickers. Orange Nero is going to sit there and smile at every turn while everything is burning down, and he's not going to be able to be fully there because I'm not sure if he's mentally okay, man. I'm not saying that as a stab at that guy. It's just something that's noticeable, and that's fucking scary, because he has a lot of people who give him the power to do anything that he wants, and most of the things that he wants, and he's already done all of them. And we keep on defending him from apparently being a pedophile. It's odd to me that people still defend him after what he's done, all what he has said. His actions and his words are very matching, and they don't match at all to whatever you think your God is. Just read your book. Don't let anybody else read it for you. Just read it. It's a bunch of stories around the message of loving yourself and loving others, and examples of what shitty people do that prevent them from enjoying their life. That's all that those books are. But the main message is the same one. So I believe that all organized religion is correct. All of them have the truth in them. All of them. Every single one of them, except for well, no, I'm not going to say that. All of them have the truth. Most of them. 99% of them have the truth. But they interpret it in such a way that makes them so fucking wrong. that it's incredible that they don't notice the irony of their attempt to interpret something as important as their instruction booklet. Most of them don't even read it. Here where I live, I've asked a lot of people, and all of them told me, no, I just go to church and I'm a believer. That's it. So if they don't know what the instruction booklet is about, how are they able to are they supposed to know what religion is and what their purpose should be? Religion should be about teaching you, or should be teaching you to be yourself, to enjoy life, not to prevent you from enjoying it, not to make you miserable just because an old guy a long time ago had this certain idea about women or about brown people or dark people, just because they didn't understand that melanin is a thing, that the sun not hitting you in your skin constantly makes you a whiter shade just so that you can absorb some of the vitamin D. It's odd to me that we think that makes us eligible to believe ourselves as better than somebody else. Not being able to process the sun, that makes you God worthy or chosen somehow. That's your belief. You're not a racist. You're just dumb. You don't know what evolution is. You don't know what time is. You don't know what love is. You don't know what caring for somebody else is. You don't know what respect is, because you only know fear and convenience. Your greed doesn't let you understand anything else. Greed and convenience, that's it. You don't have friends, you have bootlickers. You don't have family, you have a forced reproductive experience with another person who probably doesn't even like you either. And you created 2 or 3 or 1 other person who's going to think exactly the same way that you do, and the cycle's never going to end, because you will never know what love is. You will never be able to understand it enough to explain it to a child so that they don't become the kind of piece of shit that you are. Because you're really dumb if you believe that hoarding and greed are going to lead us anywhere. It makes you less of what you think you are. You think you're the most smartest, the most smartest. You think you're the smartest, and you think you're the most civilized, and you think that you're the most worthy, but you're neither of those things, because your goal is greed. It's not enjoying the company of your community, enjoying the company of yourself. You cannot be you at yourself. That's why you have a lot of yes men and cronies and crooks surrounding you. And I'm not only talking about Orange Nero, I'm talking about every single politician that I've met or that I've known about. Most of them. They're greedy assholes who have yes men and henchmen trying at their disposal so that they can do their own bidding and stealing and taking from the communities that they will eventually abandon, because they don't go back and reinvest in their communities. They become famous, they become rich, and they go elsewhere where the money is, because they need more money. Not the community that they were raised from or raised on, or that made them what they are. That community doesn't matter. What matters is likes and presumption and dealing with emptiness in horrible ways just to feel something. They don't understand that love is where the answer is, that it makes you feel full, that it makes you feel happy, that it makes you enjoy the company of everyone around them, that you don't have to mistrust or disrespect or be awful to another person just so that they can quote unquote love you or respect you. That's not love, that's not respect. You're living a lie because you are a lie. You're only living by the expectation of others, what they would think of you through their likes and through their attention. What your daddy is going to think of you, or maybe he's going to love you a little bit more than he should, because you turn out to be exactly the same kind of piece of shit that he was. Empathy is where it's at, folks, and I'm not really in the position to say that it's true or not. I just believe that through thought and appreciation of experiences of others and my own, that's where it is. If you have empathy, if you have love in your life, then you'll be okay. And we can all take care of the money problems tomorrow if you wanted to. We don't have to depend on money. We just have to stop funneling the funds to greedy fucks who only are there to to enjoy the benefits of our labor and our exploited time and our abilities that are misguided probably, because we could be doing something else with our talents, but we choose to do things to make money that makes those people richer. Instead of actually funneling the funds that way, we could just reinvest the whole production of our work, of our labor, of our time back into the community until we're eventually able to stop depending on money. And that way we can all enjoy life, we can all enjoy progress, we can all enjoy being able to contribute with the things that still need to be done by humans for our society, like cleaning things and draining things, and until we're able to come up with the technology, I mean, we need to take care of things, right? So by turns, let's do it. Let's just do everything by ourselves. Stop funneling the money to people who don't actually do anything to deserve it or to earn it. It's we, the community, who actually are in charge of those funds, because we create that wealth, we create those products, those services, and we attend those services as well. They don't do anything. They just take and take and take and take. And then they go online and post and or go to their friends and tell them about their great success, right? Even if it took lying and cheating, and they still won, according to them. Because winning apparently is subject to those kind of things. Cheating, lying, being awful to other people. That's winning to them. And that's the most mediocre mentality that I've actually come across. And that's why I think that rich people are not successful. They are mentally ill and absurdly obtuse of what their own conformity is, their own mediocrity is. They have no idea. They think that they're successful just because they are able to cheat their way into things or power. Cheating is not winning, man. It never will be. There will always be somebody better than you. If you don't accept that, then you'll be able to turn yourself into a cheater. And if you do accept that, then you'll be able to work on yourself, which is the point of living, learning, getting better at things. That's what life is about, enjoying the company of the ones that love you or the ones that you love. Not for convenience sake, not for fear, but because you want to be with them, because you created that experience to be fully lived, not to be controlled by your own desires of what it should be. And that doesn't require money or not. It's just something that's there in the ether, and we are all guilty of it at one point. But the important thing is to get out of that kind of mentality, because we do get to choose if we want to. We can stop the regret. We can stop the repentment. We can stop the thinking of ourselves as unworthy of happiness, because that's not even close to being a gram of truth. We want to be something. We all want to, and if we repress that want, that's where we fall into these kind of negative things: jealousy, greed, envy. That's when we fall out of the what you should be. And that's what's going to prevent you from being happy and knowing what love is. Because if you do what you love to do, if it lets you have money or not, don't worry about it. Just don't get with anybody else. Don't have children yet. Work on yourself. Believe in what you want to do is important, and actually trust in your abilities to make that happen. And if you're able to, great. I promise you'll be happier than with $1 million in the bank. And then you can think about how you can benefit economically from that. But don't be an abuser. Don't be another capitalist. Just enjoy the fruits of what the community can give you, and then bring some of that love back to them, and you'll see how full your life can become. Be a good neighbor. Converse with people. Talk to them. If you don't talk to them, we're already becoming the Wall-E people. They're already destroying our ability to be cognizant and imaginative and creative. And they're doing by numbing us, by giving us a lot of information, a lot of technology really fast, and just stay with us, stay connected, stay buying our crap and stay buying our poison and eating our poison. They just stay in that loop. It doesn't matter. Life's not worth it anyway, so just might as well enjoy it that way, even if it's killing you. And you can enjoy life in the other way. Just love. Just be in love with yourself. Be in love with the people that you're around, that surround you. Be in love with the pets that you have. Be in love with the animals that make your biosphere possible, that make it what it is, that make it fruitful and enjoyable and beautiful. Don't cage the bird just because it's pretty. Let it fly. Let it sing. Let it be from tree to tree. Let it have its life. Don't do that to yourself as well, because if you cage yourself in the expectation of others, that cage is the golden cage. Yes, it's going to have a lot of gold probably, but it's never going to be stopped. It's never going to stop being a cage. You're able to fly and to be whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Just don't hurt other people. That's the only rule. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt others. Enjoy what you're going to do, and you'll be able to see what life is about. And if you continue on speaking like this, like you have a potato in your mouth and trying to be important like that way, like whatever. If you do that, then you're losing your personality. We're gonna start with that. That destroys your way of thought, your way of thinking, your way of speaking, your way of being yourself. It destroys it just because you want to set yourself to be the same as other people that apparently have status. What is status? What has that done for you? But negative things. Try to get status. Try to keep status. What has that done to people? Because I read a lot of news in my life. I heard a lot of stories. I've seen a lot of movies, which are usually created by own experiences. And I see that pattern, and it's fucking sad that we cannot realize that we're able to just say the fuck with this. I want to do what I want to do with my life, and that's it. You don't have a say in it. You can advise me because you're older than me and you've lived more things than I have. But you will never be able to tell me what's more important for me or what I can like the most. That you do that with your own life. Don't tell me who to love or what to love or how to love. You do that with your own life. You shouldn't care about what I do with mine. That's my experience. Yeah, help me if you can with advice, not with pressure, not with blackmail, not with chantaje like we call it here in Spanish. So yeah, I think that's all I got today. But yeah, just watch out with those kind of people. They'll ruin you. They'll be upset about small things and make it a bigger thing that it is, and they'll invent things and they'll manipulate with the information and the truth. You've seen what they did with Miss Pretty and Mr. Pretty and Miss Good. You see what they did with those, and there's video, and they still lied. So again, if you want to vote for that or that kind of a person, again, it's up to you. But just don't complain when your son is killed at war or is detained for no reason and tortured and treated in a way that is not human at all. Just keep on voting for those kind of guys, and you'll see how we can become the new dinosaurs ourselves, just because of their greed. I recently in this Easter break, people left their homes for a week. The rivers here are always filthy. They are fucking beautiful because they have trees, and it's beautiful rock formations and all that, and it's really beautiful. But the water is green. The fucking water is green, so there's no possibility of life. There's stench. There's a lot of trash along the banks of the river, in the river, stuck to the rocks inside the river. It's a whole thing, and people went on break for a week, and I went to the river, and it was brown, and there were ducks, and surely there were fish. There were still trash, but the water wasn't dirty anymore. And it only took a week. So if we go away, if we go the dinosaur way, Earth is gonna just try to figure out another way to keep on existing. We don't matter. Something will get to us because we're always distracted by war and stuff. So we're going to be done for because of those idiots. The earth is going to just shake us off like a dog with fleas. And then it's going to keep on going and creating more life and more interesting ways of trying to experience that life that it creates. And we're one of the most conscious ones and the most capable ones of doing something really great with these capabilities, and we're just voting for Orange Nero and for their cronies, and we keep on voting for those kind of people just because they promise we will pay less taxes. They only cut funds from programs that you will benefit so that they can benefit more themselves. They will pay less taxes. They will pay less taxes, not you. Everything's going to hell right now. 6 years ago, everything was half priced, almost half priced. Here where I live, at least. And I'm not talking in the general sense of the stock market and all that, but the price of small things that were, let's say, $30 then, right now it's 60 or even more. And that's 6 years ago. And I'm not sure what your local situation is, if anybody else gets to hear this, but I think it's not that different. It doesn't matter what government you have. They're all the same. They're all trying to benefit themselves and their buddies. They don't care about the people who create the wealth, the people who create the services that create the products. They don't care about them because they are the ones designed to take the heat and never reap the benefits. So it doesn't matter what poor people want or middle class people want or need. As long as we can keep both of those systems and one scared to become the other, then we'll be good because they'll keep on producing for us, and we'll have to do nothing with our lives, and we'll have to just enjoy buying things and buying things and buying things and not enjoying our life at all. We can say that we do because we drink alcohol and go to places, but I think you're just numbing your experience, and that's what alcoholics do. That's what hoarders do. That's why I know that that's a possibility, a very, very good possibility mentally for you. Because you don't know how to share, how to enjoy community, how to be a part of it. You just want more for yourself. More and more and more and more. You're like a rake, like those things that pull the leaves and the weeds out of the garden. All for me, always me. That's an empty kind of style that you will regret one day. I'm almost 100% certain that you will, because that's the experience that I've actually gotten with people I've met, and that are, let's say, wealthy, and they have the same kind of experience. They don't enjoy life because they think it's impossible to be loved and to know what happiness is, because they keep pulling themselves away from that possibility due to their greedy decisions, their easy decisions. They never take the hard way out just because it's the right way to do it. They take the easy way out even if it's the wrong thing to do. And that's what I think a lot of religious people are doing right now. As long as their team is winning or is quote unquote in the right, and they're happy. It doesn't matter that they're wrong as hell. As long as the team is winning, nothing else matters, and that happens politically, religiously, with trademarks and corporations. Don't be faithful to marketing. Don't be faithful to politicians, and don't be faithful to religions. Leaders, because they will always try to manipulate you because you're part of the team, and if you're not in line with the team, then you're wrong, and that's not always right. You are able to descend and to say, hey, that's a fucked up idea, that's not the correct way to do things, because it will hurt a lot of people. Yeah, it will benefit us, but it will hurt a lot of people. Once we start thinking in that regard, then religion doesn't matter, politics don't matter, nothing fucking matters. Because it's not about the team anymore. It's about the message of loving yourself, loving others, being a community, and using your ability so that we can try to figure out things, how to survive whenever we're threatened by something more uncontrollable that we've had experience of dealing with so far. And again, I'm not a religious guy. This is not a religious speech. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what God you choose to to throw your faith into. As long as you're happy, that's great. That's great. That's the best thing. That there's nothing more important than you enjoying your experience. And if your religion makes you do that, then great. And I'm sorry if anything of this offended you, but if you haven't even read your instructive and you think that other people are wrong just because they have a different book than you do, believe in this. They have the exact same book as you, just called differently, and they have different stories, but the message is the same one, and it's very simple. And if you choose to ignore that part, then you're gonna still be able to be manipulated by people who benefit from you being distracted, from you being gullible and into your faith, because they take advantage of your faith to make you be somebody that you're not aligned with. And even if you were a person who was trying hard to be somebody else but still try to be happy, you turn out to be ungratefully wrong in the end. Because the unchecked egos don't care if you're hurt in the end. They'll just bail and try to seek for the best, most profitable idea, regardless of what they did to you or what they can do to millions of other people. They don't care. As long as they're right, quote unquote. As long as they have the gravitas to keep on doing their corruption and their lies. But again, yeah, that's all I had. Sorry about the extra rant, but I hope you have a great day. Thank you if you got till this point. Hope you have a great day as well, and I'll keep on posting things. Have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.